Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, all honor, all glory to YAHAWAH, bahasham, YAHAWASHI, bahasham, qadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone for teaching me this truth according to the Bible through the spirit and power of YAHAWAH, bahasham, YAHAWASHI, and a sincere peace and salutation to all you hopeful elect Akim out there pushing his word in all truth and sincerity, doing the work as YAHAWAH, bahasham, YAHAWASHI has commanded you to do, so he can wake up and seal the elect of the nation of Israel, which consists of you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, and you Israelites who are scattered amongst the heathen nations that may look like the heathen nations, but your father's seed line goes back to you being the so-called black, Hispanic, and Native American, one of the 12 tribes of the children of Israel. Shalom. It's your brother Halak here from the GMS Denver camp, coming back once again through the spirit and power of YAHAWAH, bahasham, YAHAWASHI with another video. And this time I have an article from Blacklisted News, and it reads, Israel behind mysterious attacks on Iranian oil tankers, report claims. So you see, man, there's a constant back and forth, and this is going to go into a few events that happened over the last couple years of how Israel has been attacking Iranian oil tankers, man. And you know what that does? That builds up tension between these two nations who play a major part in biblical prophecy, man, and especially pertaining to the battle of World War III, man, the Battle of Armageddon. So let's read this article, pull some scripture in here. How about you, willing? It'll be edifying. So it reads: the Israeli intelligence agency are behind a series of mysterious attacks that have damaged Iranian oil tankers in the past 24 months, according to a new report that cites sources in the international shipping industry. The report, which appeared last week in the Wall Street Journal, cites a number of shipping professionals and regional officials, but does not name them. The paper claims that the Israeli government decided to target the Iranian oil tankers after it concluded that Tehran uses the proceeds from oil sales to fund groups like Hezbollah in Lebanon and the Houthi rebels in Yemen. Most of the damaged ships were attempting to deliver oil to Syria in violation of a host of international sanctions against Iran, which are led by the United States. Washington appears to be quietly supporting the Israeli attacks on Iranian ships, according to the Wall Street Journal. And those two countries, the least of the flock, which is Israel, and Babylon the Great, which is the United States, they play a major part in biblical prophecy, man. Because as it is written, these two nations are going to be destroyed by nuclear fire, man. You see, and all these things that's happening between Iran, it's a buildup of tension that leads to that great conflict taking place. You see? So it says the article cites an anonymous shipping industry. The article cites an anonymous shipping industry professionals as claiming that at least 3 Iranian oil tankers sustained serious damage following the Israeli attacks in 2019, while at least 6 more Iranian ships were struck by Israel in 2020. All 9 ships were transporting oil. There is no information about alleged attacks on Iranian oil tankers in 2021, with the exception of one Iranian vessel that was targeted by a group of divers who allegedly planted a limpet mine on its keel in February of this year. None of the Iranian ships that were allegedly attacked by Israel sunk as a result, and said the Wall Street Journal. However, all sustained significant damage and were forced to return to Iranian ports. As a result, Iran's ability to deliver oil to Syria has been severely disrupted in the past 2 years, said the paper. And what does that do, man? That messes up Iran's money flow, man. So that causes more tension. You see? And this is all of YAHAWAH, bahasham, YAHAWASHI doing this, man. You see, to cause the tension between these nations to build up, so it leads to that great battle of World War III. You see? So this is what's going on, man. Israel is poking and prodding at Iran, and it all leads to war, man. Through the spirit and power of YAHAWAH, bahasham, YAHAWASHI, it all leads to war. So let's get this real quick, because we know what the scriptures say about Iran, man, and what's one of the major allies of Iran. Let's get it real quick. That's Russia, man. Let's start at 2. Ezekiel 38:2. Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and prophesy against him. Now this is talking about the Russians, man. The so-called Russian Edomites. You see? And say, thus saith the Lord YAHAWASHI YAHAWASHI, behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief of Meshech, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal. Why is the Most High against the Russians? Because they're Edomites as well, man. And as the scriptures tell you, Jacob have I loved and Esau have I hated. The Most High hates Edomites no matter what they're calling themselves, man. You see, so just because the Most High is using the Russians to fulfill prophecy, that don't mean a damn thing, man. He still hates you, man. He's just going to use you to destroy yourself, man. That's it. Verse 4 says what? And I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth, and all thy army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed in all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. You see that? So the Most High is putting Russia back in that war spirit, man. That spirit of the USSR, man. That's why you see Russia building up their military the way they're building it up, man. They're one of the first nations to have hypersonic missiles, man, and they actually work. You see, that's the Most High putting the spirit upon them, preparing them for this great conflict that's going to take place between Russia and America and Israel, man. You see, because Russia is being used to fulfill prophecy of the destruction of America and that land of Israel. So it goes on to says what? All of them handling swords. Persia. The first country name is Persia, man. Who is Persia? That's Iran. Letting you know that the ties between Russia and Iran are very strong, man, according to biblical prophecy. They're the first country named on the list. Persia, which changed their name to Iran in 1935, man. Ethiopia and Libya, these are African, so-called African nations, man. And you had a couple years ago where Vladimir Putin invited these Hamites, you see, to Russia, and they was having a big-ass conference, man, making all type of trade deals, making all type of weapon agreements. You see that? This is the Most High putting the spirit upon Russia to do these things, man. It says what? All of them with shield and helmet. Gomer and all his bands, the house of Togarmah of the north quarters. That's going into what? Turkey, man. And as you can see, the tension that's happening between Turkey and the U.S., man. Going back a few years ago where Turkey bought F-35 fighter jets from the U.S., and Turkey also bought S-400 missile defense systems from Russia. So since they did that, America, they canceled the contract for Turkey buying the F-35s, and they refused to refund them the money, man. So that's caused a great tear in the relationship between Turkey and America, man. And as prophecy say, Turkey is going to side with Russia, man. You see? Turkey is going to side with Russia. So it says what? And all his bands and many people with thee. Be thou prepared and prepare thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them. And that's exactly what's going to happen. Yeah, Israel doing all this poking and prodding at Iran, but eventually, Russia is going to step in, man. You see, finally when the Most High puts that spirit upon the state of Israel to do something stupid, to go up against Iran, Russia is going to step in, and that's going to cause the U.S. to step in, and that's going to cause that great World War III to take place, man. You see, because Israel is going to do something stupid, man. Well, you know what? It ain't even stupid. We need this to happen so prophecy can take place. We need this World War III to happen. You see, so all things can be fulfilled, man. This must happen, and this is what we're praying for. We're praying for this to happen, man. So let's get the prophecy about the least of the flock, man. Because that's what you see taking place. Because you had the what? So now, not only has the state of Israel been attacking Iran's oil tankers, because they're trying to make money to keep their economy afloat. They've assassinated Qasem Soleimani. You know, Donald Trump pushed the button, but you know that Israel was behind this shit, man. And they also assassinated Iran's top nuclear scientist, man, earlier this year. You see, or was it late last year? Either way, he's assassinated, and it was carried out by the state of Israel, man. That's building up more attention. You see? So let's get this real quick. Let me see what we at. We can get matter of fact, we get both of these. Let's start right here. Yep, Jeremiah 49:15. For lo, I will make thee small among the heathen and despised among men. And that's what's happening to you Edomites, man. Especially you Israeli and you American Edomites, man. You're being hated amongst all these heathen nations, man. Thy terribleness have deceived thee, and the pride of thine heart, O thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rocks. The natural habitation of the Edomite is the caves, man. You see? That's why they call themselves Caucasian. Cave dwellers, you see? That holdest the height of the hill. Though thou shouldest make thy nest as high as the eagle, I will bring thee down from thence, saith Yahawah bahasham YAHAWASHI. Also Edom shall be a desolation. Everyone that goeth by it shall be astonished, and shall hiss at all the plagues thereof. Talking about the destruction that's going to happen to America. We're going to prove that in the next chapter. You see? Edom, the so-called white race that's living here in Babylon the Great, this land is going to be completely destroyed, man. Then it says what? Verse 18. As in the overthrow of Sodom and Gomorrah, and the neighbor cities thereof, saith Yahawah bahasham YAHAWASHI, shall no man abide there, neither shall the Son of Man dwell in it. You see that? Great destruction upon this land, man, for all the wickedness going on. You see? And what's going to cause it to come to this point? Verse 20 tells you what? Therefore hear the counsel of Yahawah bahasham YAHAWASHI, that he have taken against Edom, and his purposes that he have purposed against the inhabitants of Teman. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitation desolate with them. And that's talking about what? The state of Israel dragging Babylon the Great into a war, man. You see? Because they're going to continue to poke and prod at Iran until they do something so great that there's no coming back from it, man. And Iran is going to have no other choice but to go at them. And that's going to draw all the nations into this great World War III, man. The least of the flock shall draw them out. Be on the lookout for Israel doing something to draw all these nations into war. That's what's going to happen, man. Now let's jump to Jeremiah 50 real quick. Because it's going to tell you the same thing. Yep, let's start at 41. Jeremiah 50 and 41. Behold, a people shall come from the north, a great nation, and many kings shall be raised up from the coast of the earth. These is talking about all the different nations. You see that? All these different nations. And what are they going to do? Verse 42 tells you what? They shall hold the bow and the lance. The bow and the lance represent what? The bow is the missile silo. The lance is the ICBM missile. The thermonuclear missiles, man. Holding that thermonuclear warhead, man. You see? That's the bow and the lance. They are cruel and will not show mercy. Their voice shall roar like the sea, and they shall ride upon horses, everyone put in array, like a man to the battle against thee, O daughter of Babylon. Who is the daughter of Babylon, man? Let's get that real quick. That's Psalms 138. Salaki, it's Psalms 137. Salaki. So this is Psalms 137 and 7. Remember, O Yahawah bahasham YAHAWASHI, the children of Edom. You see that? So now the subject is what? The Edomites, right? And the day of Jerusalem, who said, raise it, even to the foundation thereof. This is talking about what? When the Babylonians were sacking our temple, you see, you had the Edomites over there telling them to burn it down, man, to destroy it. You see? And that's what those damn devils did. They burned our temple down, man. Then he go on to say, it goes on to say, verse 8, O daughter of Babylon, who art to be destroyed. You hear that? Who is the daughter of Babylon? The Edomites are the daughter of Babylon. You see? Who art to be destroyed. Matter of fact, let's get this in a translation real quick. I've been using this NASB 20. It says what? Daughter of Babylon, you devastated one. Blessed be one who repays you with the retribution with which you have repaid us. Exactly. You see? That one is good for that one. Let's get another one. Let's do the NLT. Yep. The NLT says what? O Babylon, you will be destroyed. Happy is the one who pays you back for what you have done to us. You see that? And when you go into the history, ancient Babylon didn't go down by fire, man. It went down by a preemptive strike by Darius the Mede, man. You see? He caught, who was it? Was it Shalmaneser, if I ain't mistaken? But he caught him after they had done feasting, man. He caught them lacking, man. They was slipping. He came right in and took that shit down, man. You see? So ancient Babylon didn't go out by way of fire, man. This place, the place that's going to go out by fire is Babylon the Great, which is America. You see? Headed by the Edomites, you see? So NLT, O Babylon, you will be destroyed. Happy is the one who repays you back for what you have done to us. You see that? That's what's coming upon the Edomites, man. You see? So, O daughter of Babylon, who art to be destroyed, happy shall he be that reward of thee as thou hast served us. And that's what's coming, man. A great destruction is coming upon Esau, man. And we're reading about it right here. So it says, Jeremiah 50 and 42, they shall hold the bow and the lance. They are cruel and will not show mercy. Their voice shall roar like the sea. They shall ride upon horses, every one put in array, like a man to the battle against thee, O daughter of Babylon, which are the Edomites. Verse 43 says what? The king of Babylon have heard the report of them, and his hands waxed feeble. Anguish took hold of him, and pangs as a woman in travail. You see that? And pangs as a woman in travail. Because when this event takes place, man, all strength is going to leave these people, man. All that pride, all that arrogancy. You see, beginning with the king of Babylon, man. Beginning with the rulers of Babylon. They're going to be in pain as a woman in travail, man, as a woman that's giving birth. When you jump down to 45, what does it say? Therefore, hear ye the counsel of YAHAWAH, bahasham, YAHAWASHI, that he have taken against Babylon, and his purposes that he have purposed against the land of the Chaldeans, which is America. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitation desolate with them. Going to the same thing that was said in Jeremiah 50 about who? About the Edomites, man. Just letting you know this is the same prophecy, man. Edom and Babylon is synonymous one with another, man. It goes hand in hand. And how are they going to be drawn out? By the least of the flock, which is the state of Israel. They're going to lead the world into a great World War III, man. That's what's about to happen. You see? So when you see all this poking and prodding at Iran and doing all this shit, bombing, destroying their oil tankers, assassinating their elected officials and all type of shit, man, that shit is building up tension between the state of Israel and Iran, because it's leading up to this great World War III, man. You see? Verse 46 says what? At the noise of the taking of Babylon, the earth is moved, and the cry is heard among the nations. Why is the earth going to be moved? By way of that thermonuclear destruction, man. You see that? That great earthquake that's talked about all throughout the scriptures. When them ICBMs, those 200 million thermonuclear warheads, start to rain down upon Babylon the Great, man. The earth is moved to and fro like a drunkard, as it tells you in the scriptures. So that's what all this is leading up to. You see, all the tension, all the back and forth, all the assassinations, all the underhanded dealings with these different countries that's going to come back upon the state of Israel and America, and that land of Israel and the land of America, which is Babylon the Great, is going to be destroyed by way of thermonuclear fire, man. You see? That's what's about to happen. Let's get in on this one, man. Let's get to Isaiah 9 real quick. For every battle of the warrior is with confused noise and garments rolled in blood. When you look at the ancient wars, how did they fight? Sword and shield, man. Good illustration of that. Troy, 300, Game of Thrones, Braveheart. You pick one, man. That's how the ancient battles were fought. Sword and shield, hand-to-hand combat, man. Close up on your enemy. You see? So it says what? But this shall be with burning and fuel or fire. This is the last war that's going to take place on the earth. It's going to be with burning and fuel of fire by way of what? By way of 200 million thermonuclear warheads, man. That's how Babylon is going out. A great destruction is coming upon this place, and the state of Israel is going to lead them into it, man, as it is written. So with that, I'm going to give all praises, all honor, all glory to YAHAWAH, bahasham, YAHAWASHI, bahasham qadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone for teaching me this truth according to the Bible through the spirit and power of YAHAWASHI, and a sincere peace and salutation to all you hopefully let Akim out there pushing his word in all truth and sincerity, doing the work as Yahawah, bahasham, YAHAWASHI has commanded you to do. With that, I'm going to say shalom, wa, abad, babal.